You've seen it, you've stared at it, maybe you've even argued about it at a dinner table or sent a meme about it to a friend. The Tesla Cybertruck is one of those rare things in the modern world that absolutely nobody is neutral about, and yet, if you're being honest, there's a very good chance you still don't fully understand what makes it tick. Today, that changes. Because by the time this video is over, you're going to walk away understanding exactly why the Cybertruck isn't just some weird-looking truck, it's one of the most calculated, deliberate, and ambitious vehicles ever put on a road. Stick with us, because we're going to break it all down, piece by piece, and trust me, some of this is going to genuinely surprise you. So let's go back to where it all started. November 2019, Tesla takes the stage and unveils something that looks less like a pickup truck and more like a prop from a science fiction film. Elon Musk is on stage, clearly thrilled, walking around this sharp-edged stainless steel machine that seems to belong in a different century altogether. And then, in what might be the most unforgettable product launch moment in recent automotive history, the lead designer walks up and hurls a metal ball at the truck's armored glass window, a window that was specifically designed to be shatter-resistant, and it cracks. Right there on stage, Musk visibly winces, mutters something under his breath, and the internet absolutely loses its mind. You'd think that kind of stumble would tank the launch, but here's what actually happened. Within the first week, Tesla received somewhere in the range of 250,000 pre-orders. Some reports push that number even closer to 300,000. All of this happened with zero conventional advertising, no Super Bowl commercials, no celebrity endorsements, no billboard campaigns. Just a single live event, a cracked window, and a truck that people couldn't stop talking about. That alone should tell you something about the kind of gravity this vehicle has. But the real story isn't about the launch drama, it's about what's underneath all of that angular steel and why this machine represents something genuinely different from everything else on the market. Let's start with how radically the Cybertruck pushes design limits. The automobile industry has a well-worn playbook. Trucks are supposed to look a certain way, muscular curves, chrome accents, a familiar silhouette that signals power and ruggedness. Tesla threw that playbook out completely. The Cybertruck has no curves. None. It's built entirely from flat planes and sharp angles, and that's not an accident or a shortcut. It's a deeply intentional choice rooted in engineering logic. What Tesla created here is so bold, so extreme, and so polarizing that no competitor has dared to imitate it. And that's actually a remarkable thing to achieve in an industry where every truck starts to look like every other truck after a while. The Cybertruck stands completely alone, and that singularity is a feature, not a flaw. Part of what makes it so distinctive is the material it's built from. The Cybertruck uses the same ultra-hard 30x cold-rolled stainless steel that Elon Musk's other company SpaceX uses in its rockets. Let that sink in for a second. The same material being used to build vehicles designed to survive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere is now wrapped around a truck you can buy and drive to work. This isn't marketing language, it's a genuine material science decision. That stainless steel exoskeleton serves as an outer shell that wraps around the vehicle, providing protection for passengers while also handling much of the vehicle's structural load. It eliminates the need for a traditional paint job, which in itself generates significant cost savings in manufacturing. The result is a truck that's resistant to dents, corrosion, and according to Musk himself, even resistant to 9mm rounds fired from handguns and machine guns. Whether you're impressed or alarmed by that, you have to admit it's unlike anything else being sold to everyday consumers. Now let's talk about the exoskeleton itself in a bit more detail, because this is where things get really interesting. Traditional trucks are built around an internal frame, with body panels layered on top. The Cybertruck flips that philosophy. The exterior shell isn't just decorative, it's structural. Every component has been engineered for durability and endurance. The armored glass, despite that infamous on-stage moment, is designed to handle real-world impacts that would shatter conventional windows. The skin of the vehicle is built to absorb and resist the kinds of punishment that most trucks would crumple under. When Musk talks about wanting the Cybertruck to be extreme, this is what he means on a practical level. It's not extreme for the sake of aesthetics, it's extreme because the engineering demands it. And then there's the performance side. which might be where the Cybertruck's genius becomes most undeniable. Musk's original vision for this truck was deceptively simple. He wanted to build something faster than a Porsche 911 and tougher than a Ford F-150. Those are two completely different benchmarks from two completely different worlds, and the idea of combining them in a single vehicle seemed almost laughable when he first said it. But the numbers back it up. The Cybertruck can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds in its base configuration. It has a towing capacity of over 14,000 pounds. Its base model carries a payload of 3,500 pounds. And it offers a range of up to 500 miles on a single charge, which puts it ahead of most of its electric competitors when it comes to distance capability. It weighs around 7,500 pounds, and yet it moves with a kind of urgency and aggression that you simply don't expect from something that size. The interior is another part of the story that often gets overshadowed by all the conversation about the exterior. Cybertruck can comfortably seat 6 adults, which makes it genuinely practical as a family vehicle or a work truck that needs to haul a crew. At the center of the dashboard sits the 17-inch touchscreen that Tesla fans will recognize from the company's other vehicles, a clean, expansive interface that controls just about everything. The cabin is roomy and thoughtfully designed, even if the aesthetic stays minimal in line with the rest of the truck's design language, but practicality goes well beyond the cabin. The truck is equipped with about 100 cubic feet of lockable exterior storage, giving owners a serious amount of secure cargo space. The built-in air compressor opens up a whole world of utility, whether you're inflating tires out in the field, running pneumatic tools at a job site, or just handling whatever situation comes up when you're far from conventional help. And the adaptive air suspension system is genuinely impressive in practice. It raises and lowers the truck up to 4 inches in any direction, adjusting automatically to different terrain and loading conditions. Whether you're navigating a smooth highway or crawling across rough off-road terrain, the Cybertruck adapts to the situation in a way that makes it an exceptionally versatile tool. There's also a feature that has started generating real conversation among forward-thinking buyers. The truck's massive battery pack is built with vehicle-to-grid capability in mind. That 120-volt and 240-volt AC power outlet isn't just for charging your phone or running a power tool. It means the Cybertruck can theoretically power your home during a blackout. Think about what that means practically during an emergency. Your truck becomes a mobile power station. That kind of utility puts it in a completely different category than any conventional pickup truck ever made. Then there's the cultural dimension of the Cybertruck, which Musk clearly thought about carefully. The design draws a direct visual line to the aesthetic of Blade Runner, that gritty, angular, post-apocalyptic visual world that has fascinated audiences for decades. Even the launch event leaned into that energy, and just like Tesla's acceleration modes called Ludicrous, Insane, and Plaid, pulled straight from the movie Spaceballs, these pop culture connections aren't accidental. They're a deliberate strategy to embed the vehicle in the cultural conversation in a way that advertising money simply can't buy. The Cybertruck has become a canvas for memes, fan art, and user-generated content in a way that no other truck in history has managed. That kind of organic cultural presence is extraordinarily valuable. Looking at the bigger picture, Tesla brings some serious structural advantages to the Cybertruck's long-term success. The company operates one of the most extensive electric vehicle charging networks in the world, with over 14,000 supercharger stations globally, a number that continues to grow. That infrastructure solves one of the most common objections to electric vehicles before it even becomes an issue for Cybertruck owners. On top of that, Tesla's ongoing investment in battery technology and its gigafactory operations mean the company is well positioned to scale production efficiently and potentially bring costs down over time, giving it a pricing edge over competitors that haven't built that kind of vertical integration. And none of this even touches on the self-driving angle. Tesla's autopilot system currently operates at level 2 autonomy, sophisticated and capable, but still requiring driver attention and input. Full level 5 autonomy, where a vehicle can handle all driving in any circumstance without any human involvement, remains the goal on the horizon. When that technology matures and finds its way into the Cybertruck, the implications for commercial use, long-haul logistics, and everyday transportation are staggering. The Cybertruck isn't just a truck for right now, it's a platform being built toward a future that's still taking shape. When the Cybertruck first appeared in 2019, the most common reaction was laughter. It looked like a child's drawing. It looked like a toy. It looked like nothing that could ever succeed in the real world of trucks, where buyers have strong and deeply traditional preferences. But that initial reaction was exactly the point. Tesla wasn't designing a truck for the market as it exists today, it was designing a truck for the market it believes is coming. And as the pieces of that vision have come into focus, it's harder and harder to argue with the logic behind every choice that was made. The flat planes save money and add strength. The stainless steel eliminates paint and adds durability. The exoskeleton protects and structures simultaneously. The performance figures shock you. The utility is genuinely broad and practical. The Cybertruck is a stroke of genius, not because it looks cool, but because every single thing about it was chosen for a reason. And once you see it that way, you can never quite unsee it.